Hey guys, Soothing Science here, aka Shark Hunter 007. It's been a while since I've made a video, and I wanted to get something up there as soon as possible. I was in the process of moving and I had a birthday. I'm actually wearing birthday nail polish my sister gave me. Sparkly. So, because last week was Shark Week and I was waiting for Shark Week to make a video about sharks, I decided I would do that today. I figured it's not too late. So, before I delve into the encyclopedia of sharks, I wanted to first explain that sharks are in Kingdom Animalia. They're in phylum Chordata, just like us. They're vertebrates. They have backbones. Class Chondrichthyes, which is cartilaginous fish, as opposed to non-cartilaginous fish, the bony fish. So shark skeletons are made up of cartilage, not bone. And they are in the subclass Elasmobranchi with the skates and rays. So skates, sharks, and rays are all in the same subclass. So this is a book I got a while ago, Sharks. And of course it has the infamous great white. They first lived in our oceans 400 million years ago. They started developing around the time of dinosaurs. They're very prehistoric. In fact, there was a prehistoric shark known as Megalodon, and he's extinct now. And he's like not as big as a blue whale, but as big as a whale and carnivorous. So, table of contents, and then the great white shark. There's a great white shark breaching in South Africa. Actually, this is an area of the world where sharks are known to engage in breaching or jumping out of the water like a whale. Scientists are still trying to figure out why they're doing it, and it seems to be just off the west coast of Africa. Great whites typically hang out on the west coast side of the continents because that's where, for some reason, the water is colder. There's a lot of upwelling in the Pacific Ocean. So, for instance, near California, so there's a lot of great whites, more great whites there than on the east coast of North America. Now, on the west coast of Africa and the Atlantic Ocean, there are more great whites because, once again, there's cold upwelling, and the great whites really like that. But sometimes in the winter, they will swim to the east coast when it gets cold enough, which is a little bit scary. Record books are full of shark statistics. The largest of all the fish is the rare filter-feeding whale shark. He doesn't eat meat, he filters out plankton. The largest predatory fish is the great white shark. Shark success. So, this shows when sharks started developing, and actually, Mesozoic, this is the Triassic, and Cretaceous period. These are when the dinosaurs developed, and as we know, the dinosaurs did not make it, but the sharks did, as well as some of these other animals. But there is actually a huge extinction that took place before the dinosaurs. They killed off a lot of invertebrates, and so it's pretty cool that the sharks are still around. And the basic shark design has remained remarkably stable since it first evolved. This is a dogfish. Very common catch on the east coast fishing. This looks like a megalodon tooth. And this just shows fossils of sharks. A window into the past. This explains how fossils are formed, which I talked about in my dinosaur video. Shark beginnings, and this talks about the development. First there was jawless fish, then the bony fish, and off of the bony fish came the cartilaginous fish. So the bony fish are things like tuna and salmon, and then the cartilaginous fish are the shark, skates, and rays. And then it shows amphibians and reptiles. So that's pretty cool. Early sharks. They're the first pair of gills, and some of the older designs. Golden age of sharks. A ratfish, which is still cartilaginous fish. While many of the early sharks were torpedo-shaped and distinctly shark-like, there was a time about 320 million years ago during the Carboniferous period when sharks took on all manner of weird shapes. This became known as the Golden Age of Sharks, and here's a fossil that shows one of the earlier shapes. Some interesting apertures coming off of there. The shark's closest cousin, you have a sawfish, guitarfish, and these are very common in aquariums. There's actually a lot of these in the Atlantis Aquarium in the Bahamas. A huge Pacific manta ray. So those are relatives. And then it talks about classifying sharks. As I said, they're in Kingdom Animalia. Phylum Chordata, possessing a notochord or a backbone. Subphylum vertebrates. Class Chondrichthyes. Subclass Elasmobranchus. And then they're then put into other, broken down further into, genus and species, order. Main groups of sharks: the ones with bulls and horns, spines and lanners, saws, angels, and monks, frills, and gills. Mackerels, ground sharks, carpet senders. So the mackerels are actually like the really fast shark species. The lamniforms is the order that they're in, and they include the great white, mako, and other powerful thresher sharks. So ground sharks and nurse sharks, they kind of hover on the ground. So this is the great white order, lamniforms, squatiniforms, the angel shark, carchariniforms, black tip shark, pretty common shark. Spined dogfish is an order of squaliforms. Tiger shark is in lamniforms. A lot of the faster, dangerous sharks are in that order. Thresher. So, ecology and biology. There's a myth that sharks are not important, but actually, because they are a top predator, being at the top of the food chain, they keep other populations in check. So they do play an important role in marine communities in maintaining the delicate balance of life. So this talks about food webs and food chains. The filter feeders who eat plankton, obviously they're not at the top of the food chain, but like the great white is carnivore. It's also a myth that sharks are man-eaters. Actually, sharks do not prefer the taste of human blood. Most of the time when humans are attacked, it's a case of mistaken identity. We look like one of their other prey. items such as the seals and fish and things like that. So, a great white will come up and bite somebody and then swim off because person doesn't taste good. However, that one bite might be deadly to the person. There are a couple of sharks who more aggressively might pursue us. Those are sharks like tiger sharks. They'll eat anything. They have found license plates and all kinds of weird things in tiger shark stomachs. So this shows, this shows where the great white lives, and it's mostly along the coast here. I guess it comes up on that coast, all of Australia, down around Africa and up to that side of Europe. Sometimes they come over here, but it's not common. So this shows like the depth of the different sharks. So the Greenland shark and the Portuguese shark and the goblin shark, they're all really deep sharks. I think there's one shark that even lives in the dark zone. And then these ones kind of swim around the top, the hammerhead. It says most sharks live to be in between 16 and 100 years. Some of the more predatory sharks live between like 16 and 30. And then like the whale shark and the dogfish are between 70 and 100. The whale sharks get so huge. Lemon sharks are born in shallow bays and lagoons. They spend their first 2 years hiding among the seaweed, feeding on small fish, take away from other sharks, including their own parents who are more offshore. Sharks on the move. I guess this is kind of looking at where they're born in. Then they go to the open ocean. So, do sharks have friends? Seems unlikely that other creatures would willingly come near a large and hungry shark, but two types of fish are often found with sharks, and that is shark suckers, like I think remoras, and remoras are one of the species, and they can suck onto a shark with a force that would support 22 pounds. And so sometimes you see a large shark swimming by and it's got like little fish hanging on the back of it. Those are fish that are actually benefiting from that. Do sharks have enemies? In most ecosystems, the top predators are so big and fierce that they have few natural enemies, and this applies to sharks. Porpoises are known to attack a large shark in self-defense. Dolphins are also known to ram sharks, and that's been shown in scars and observations. Sharks also are prone to get worms. Most ocean animals, even marine mammals, are actually prone to get worms, and those can kill. This talks about in to attack men. This shows the different paths that sharks take. Sharks have relatively primitive and simple brains compared with birds and mammals. Designed for living. Shark shapes, looks like a little sheep's head, enable them to be very dynamic through the water. Shows this moving through the water. Different types of caudal fins and dorsal fins found on sharks. And some of them are really fast swimmers, and then some of them are not, depending on how streamlined they are and the shapes of their fins. Sink or swim. Bony fish have a swim bladder that enables them to float a little bit. Sharks have a really oily liver. So, the oil-filled liver of a shark creates buoyancy for him. Colors and camouflage. Spines and spikes. Scales and scales. Internal support shows the cartilaginous structures. Bending and flexing. Muscle power. Most of them are red-blooded. They have a lot of hemoglobin and high-efficiency muscles for swimming quickly when they need to. Designed for killing. It's very common. Great white shot there. Showing its prey, turtles, seals, fish, squid. Oh my, the shark has had several bites taken out of him. A victim of one of its cousins, a huge bull shark. Bull sharks and tiger sharks are like very aggressive, and they'll eat almost anything. Teeth of shark, you know, they fall out and the row moves forward. Rows of teeth move forward. So if you ever see inside, you can see like so many rows of teeth going back, of little teeth that haven't really started developing yet. Relative bite strength. The great white shark is up there with the alligator and Tyrannosaurus. All the way down here is a Labrador dog. Oh, human actually has a higher bite strength than dog. That's a bit odd. Food breakdown. The shark's gut. They have pretty hardy digestive systems. Feeding frenzy. More sharks or fewer. So this shows sharks have a reputation as primitive animals, the creatures that time forgot, left over from the mists of prehistory, but some of them are endangered. And I know that on the Discovery Channel, a lot of people were upset at their depiction of Sharkweek showing man-eating sharks, and sharks as these hungry man-eaters, and some biologists and zoologists were concerned that that gives them a negative rep and that people are less likely to want to keep them around and help shark conservation if we have such a negative perception of them. So I actually know that this year there was a lot of petitioning for a different type of depiction for the shark on Sharkweek. I was in the process of moving, so I didn't get to watch much of it. This talks about mating. Some sharks give birth to live young. Some of them have eggs inside, and the eggs actually hatch inside of them. And sometimes shark might hatch inside and then eat the other eggs, or his brothers and sisters. location, swim within a shark protection zone. If a shark appears, swim quickly, quietly, powerfully, and smoothly away from the area. Avoid splashing in erratic or uncoordinated movements. Remain under the surface for as long as possible. If a shark does attack, a punch to its snout, eyes, or gills may be effective. So, shark conservation, improving the shark's image, exposing people and educating people about the sharks, like that they're not really man-eaters. We do need them in the ecosystem. So, this is an extreme shark classification. So now that I'm done with this book, I'd like to share some shark facts. The average shark has 40 to 45 teeth, can have 7 rows of replacement teeth. They often go through more than 30,000 teeth in a lifetime. Hammerhead sharks are born with soft heads so they won't jam their mother's birth canals. It's kind of funny. The first tiger shark pup to hatch inside its mother's womb devours its unborn siblings until only 2 pups remain, one on each side of the womb. Despite the fact that an almost equal amount of men and women swim in the ocean, men account for nearly 90% of shark attack victims. Wow. Shoes, chairs, boxes of nails, drums, tire bottles of wine, and the rare half of a horse are just some of the many bizarre objects that have been found in shark stomachs over the years. The chances of a shark attack are very rare. About 30 people die during shark attacks each year. You have a greater chance of being killed by a bee sting or struck by lightning. I mean, we've all heard that before. For every human killed by a shark, 2 million sharks are killed by humans. Wow, that's a lot. Sharks rarely ever develop cancer, so scientists are studying their cartilage for possible cures for cancer. Bull sharks can swim in both salt and fresh water by regulating the substances in their blood. So that's just a few bull sharks. And so that's about it. I know this video is kind of thrown together last minute, and not everyone enjoys, flipping through of books or whispering. So I promise that I'll get a non-whisper education video and maybe another roleplay out in the near future, now that I'm kind of settling into my new home. But I hope that this, was at least somewhat enjoyable and that you learned maybe a little bit something. And for those of you that watched, Sharkweek and have any cool facts you want to add,